Okay, hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and hopefully it doesn't sound low. I might have to do this video again, sadly. But I want to talk about why I like kaiju movies. That's what I want to talk about right now. Sorry if you hear stuff in the background. That's one of the reasons why I want to hear headphones so you guys can hear me better and stuff like that. Because this is on my laptop, and recently, every time I do videos on my laptop, the audio has been low for some fucking reason. But well, I'm wearing headphones, so hopefully it's good, and hopefully it doesn't sound too static or anything like that. But we'll find out today. But why do I like you know monster movies? Why do I like Godzilla movies? Basically, why do I like movies that are like Godzilla? Basically, the reason I like these type of movies, I just wanted to make a video about it because why not? The reason I like these movies is because they have something special and they have something that's a core that has something that's inside of you that has a core with you that you know that it's just I don't know how to explain it, to be quite honest with you, because the technique that they use to make these movies is very interesting. Obviously, the think about it, we no one didn't know about suitmation until obviously the 50s. You know, and some people think that we can't still use that to this day, but I say that's laziness. To be quite honest with you, that's laziness. Oh, what are you gonna do? Make a suit of Godzilla basically, but he's all green screen, so you can green screen his ass? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Most people might be like, that sounds like a good idea, but like, don't say that. Please don't say that. I don't want a green screen suit of Godzilla so they can just be like, oh yeah, now we can do what the fuck we want. At that point, I'm just like, what they're doing now with Godzilla is kind of fine with the CGI stuff. So what I talked about was probably bad. And let's mention the legendary Godzilla stuff real quick. I have been a big fan with the legendary stuff. Obviously, does it have flaws? Yeah, but it's not too big for me. At least for me, it's not too big for me to the point that I hate the series. I love the series. I think Monarch is really cool. I'm glad we got more character development, at least in this universe, because a lot of people complain about that, and we got that more with Monarch. I know some people just want to see monsters and all that, but guess what? That's mostly the movies. If you really notice, and basically Khan and Godzilla, Khan versus Godzilla, and Khan X Godzilla actually gave you that. So that's just me. And again, you hear the music in the background, so I'm trying to be loud as I possibly can. I'm sorry, people. I apologize. It is Friday. No, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Holy shit. So yeah, it doesn't matter. This is what you know, so-called Hispanics do, Afro Hispanics do when the weekend's about to transpire. We start chilling. We start putting some music on and shit like that. So that's what we do. That's what we do here in this house. That's what we do in our households. That's what we do in our families in general. But that's just me. Hey, you have a what people call it, a ritual. We have ours, basically. uh, but moving on. Some people even put the ritual with even Godzilla. What you watch a Godzilla movie nowadays? But moving on. This little guy, man. This guy has changed cinema history. Suitmation has changed a lot. But the fact that people don't use it a lot nowadays, I don't think they don't use it at all. In my opinion, they probably do still use it somewhere, but in my opinion, it's a dead art. It's the same thing with stop motion animation. It's not, that's not really dying. Stop motion animation is not dying. With Suitmation has a charm. It does. It has a charm. And you could complain about the design of Godzilla in each movie and stuff like that. The original, he looked great. Godzilla looked awesome and scary and black and white and everything like that. And then you had a whole bunch of miniatures. Imagine that. It's like you were a little kid again, playing with Legos, and you're stacking up the Lego blocks just for you to rampage on it like a Godzilla character. And the thing is, I thought about that in one of my I made like a little script one day, right? And that was the movie that I was wanting to do for Hero, to be quite honest with you. I wanted to make a movie that took different elements of things that I love, and one of the first things that people were going to see was a kaiju fight, basically. And most people might be like, once you want to save that for last and all that, I'm like, I saved it for the beginning. I mean, I put it in the beginning because it's supposed to like mean something. Each stage is supposed to mean an alphabet of the villain, basically. So it's kind of like that. Um, that's how originally it was supposed to be. I might still do that, maybe for my video, maybe for a future video game that I would like to make or something like that. Still working on my game, by the way. You know. And by the way, speaking of kaiju stuff, I basically made a kaiju game, and I basically made a kaiju game in a way here. But the second game that I am making is official a kaiju game, basically. I'm not going to tell what the story is about it, mainly because I'm still trying to figure that out right now. Hey, I'm not even done with the first game I'm making, so I'm still trying to figure out the kinks of the second one while I'm still making the first one. Not the first story. I already know what I want with the story and all that stuff. But anyways, moving on. There's very cool giant monster video games. There's also was a Gigabash. Gigabash is a game that you should play. Gigabash is awesome. It is, and they just put some Godzilla characters and Ultraman characters in the game. So I highly recommend that game. I'm dead serious. Throw money at that game because I will. I would too. That game is actually for free. From well, if you have PlayStation Plus. That's the thing. The Switch doesn't have that or something like that. Like they don't have that shit because the Switch is bullshit. It's a good system, but the online shit is bullshit, and it needs to die off. Same thing with the people that created it, because they can't fucking evolve or some shit. Seriously. Jeez. Hold on. Okay. I I apologize for that shit. You know, if you want to know what the fuck was all of that shit, to be honest, things are let's just say there's just pussies around here, to be quite honest with you. Like I'm talking about my dog. Well, I keep saying my dog. It's not even fucking my dog. Moving on. Fuck that dog. Um, this guy right here. This guy right here has been an icon since forever. I'm gonna put him. I don't know where to put him. He doesn't even show up on the fucking goddamn camera. Like what the fuck? There we go. He could be right there. So Godzilla and other kaiju movies like it, without Godzilla, we wouldn't have a lot of things that we wouldn't know about a lot of kaiju movies. And the thing is, a lot of people might be like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? There's a kaiju movie that came out before Godzilla." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's King Kong, and he's the very first one that ever came out." All right, you think I don't know that? You don't think I don't know? You don't think I don't know? Kong is the very first kaiju. All right. The first time I ever saw Kong was the 1970 version movie, and a lot of people hate that movie. I would never get why. Oh, because it doesn't have the dinosaurs. Oh my god. Oh god, it doesn't have the dinosaurs. Oh my god. You sound like a bitch. You sound like a bitch. I'm saying that right now. You sound like a bitch. Sorry. It's okay that you can not. It's okay that if you don't like it, but if you're gonna act like a bitch about it, there's a difference. I hate to point that out too. I hate to point that shit out because there's no reason for me to point that out. We're all adults here. We can think for ourselves. We need to. If you're thinking that, oh, I'm not like that, most likely I'm not talking about you. See, come on, man. Come on, come on. We're all adults here. We're all adults. Seriously. I gotta put Khan here. Even Khan doesn't like. Khan doesn't even show. I'm missing one. I'm missing another guy too. I'm missing another kaiju, and he's very known. Very known. Is it? Is it? Is what I think it is? Yeah, it is. It's Gamera. No. Most people are like, you fucked with me. You played with my emotions, you bastard. But I got some Ultraman here because Ultraman is, to be quite honest, is probably, I say probably, my very first kaiju. Probably. I say probably. Because it wasn't until I got a little older that I watched Con. But I know specifically, because I was young at the time, specifically that this guy I probably saw before I saw this guy. But the thing is, you know how you're a kid and you can't really remember, so it's probably both in between, you know? So you have to give them both credit. So I have to give credit to Ultraman and Khan for me loving kaiju movies, basically. But the time that I knew Ultraman, though, I already knew Godzilla. And that was before I saw Khan. This is the story that I'm telling you. How I got introduced to these characters. Godzilla was my ever first kaiju, ever. My very first Godzilla movie was Mothra versus Godzilla. The original Mothra versus Godzilla. Not Godzilla versus Mothra, not the 90s version, the older one, the Showa version, which still, I remember watching that like last year, still holds up to this day. It is so good. It is so fucking good. It is. It's good. It is. It's good. Godzilla getting knocked over with freaking larvae and shit like that. That's hilarious. I think that's funny, but it's also cool at the same time. You know, for crying out loud, when the Mothra larvae are spitting out silk, that's actually acid. When you think about it, when you think Godzilla's screaming, that's acid and it's painful. So okay, yeah, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous kaiju. Okay, that's why Mothra's badass, and people don't think that she is. And I'm like, no, she's badass before people thought that she was badass. And Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. You know. By the way, I don't have Mothra. Yeah, I've been trying to get Mothra for a while, so I'm sorry. Mothra should be here. She should be here because she's the first ever female kaiju. Seriously, she's the first female ever kaiju, and she should be here with me right now with these guys. But she's not. It's sad. The other one that I should have too is probably Frankenstein and Baragon, because Frankenstein versus Baragon is, I love it. It's a fucking nice movie. I love this movie. I love that movie. That movie is really fun, and it knows what it is, and it doesn't have to do anything less or anything more. I'm dead serious. Some people might be like, "Oh, they should have done this, they should have done that," but I'm like, "Yeah, but the movie wouldn't be what it is, and wouldn't be what we liked and what we loved." You know, that's just me. I like Frankenstein versus Baragon. I feel like it's a people do talk about it, yes, but I feel they don't talk about it as much, especially in Hollywood. You got all these Hollywood people that are a fan of Godzilla, but where's your Frankenstein and Baragon reference? I want to see how deep of a hardcore kaiju fan that you are. Give me that shit. If you can't give me that shit, you can't prove to me that you're a hardcore kaiju fan. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck if you say you watched all the Godzilla movies. Not proof for me enough. I'm dead serious. I am dead freaking serious. All right. Seriously. Especially if you didn't watch Ultraman. Oh, go Power Rangers. How can you not talk about Power Rangers in the conversation of Godzilla and Ultraman? Are you high? You be stupid if you made a video about kaiju. If you made a video about kaiju stuff and you did not mention Power Rangers, you be stupid if you did not do that. You would be stupid. Because some people out here don't mention Power Rangers. And I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you would be stupid to not think about that. And I'm not saying you don't think about it. Maybe you did, maybe you do, or maybe you forgot, and that's fine. But the fact that you don't think about it, I'm over here like, come on, man. You like, apparently you're not one of those people that grew up with Power Rangers, which is fine. You know, when Power Rangers was a thing, you know, that was the age where Pokemon was a thing too. All right? Seriously. Remember that shit? Remember that shit? It's just, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Obviously, Power Rangers started first, but Pokemon was around the corner, or was literally right there, I think. For what I can remember. You guys can help me with that. You know, I am getting a little older. I'm 31 years old here now. I remember making a joke to my family and friends and be like, I'm 30 years old, guys. Just, 30 more years to be 60. And people are like, and people started laughing too. But I don't think about it too much because I like to take time and and I appreciated my 20s and shit like that. So I'm gonna appreciate my 30s, baby. Enjoy 31, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. You know, I enjoyed my 30s too, and I'm gonna enjoy my 31 year. All right, seriously. Enjoy your years, man. Enjoy your years. That's why I'm having fun with all this new monster kaiju stuff. You know, we have a renaissance of kaiju stuff, and I fucking love it. I love it. We got fucking Shin Ultraman, and then we got Shin Ultra Rider. Kamen Rider, I mean. Kamen Rider. And let me say something about Kamen Rider. It is criminal that I don't have that toy here, that I don't have that figure here. Because Kamen Rider was literally, Kamen Rider was everything to me as a kid. I had a toothbrush of Kamen Rider. That's how much I was obsessed with Kamen Rider. I loved Kamen Rider as a fucking little kid, man. Literally, I wanted to beat him. I wanted to ride the fucking motorcycle. I wanted to kick motherfucking bad guys and shit. Kamen Rider was the shit for me, man. And the fact that it's part of the Shin series is thank you, thank you. Supposedly, this is just what I'm hearing. I don't know if this is 100% true or not, but if it is, I would literally be like, that's a middle finger to anyone that looked at Power Rangers and said, "Fuck you," basically. And I'm over here like, nah, man, because I don't, again, like I said, I don't know if this is 100% true, but from what I've heard, they could be a Shin Power Rangers, could, and I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not saying that's true, but I'm just hearing shit, and I'm all like, that would be cool. I don't know if that's true or not, but hey, if that happens, I'll be open to it. I want to see what they do with that, you know. So just imagine that. I would have been like, look at this. This Shin series has no business to be as good as it is, in my opinion, and it has no business growing and becoming awesome the way it is too. That's just me. And I'm not even a everyone get me. I am saying the name wrong. People are gonna fucking kill me. That anime series, that the guy that made Shin Godzilla, the Evangelion, that one. I've seen bits and pieces of the anime because my friend watched it because he's a fan of that. He loves that anime, and I watched it and I like it too. Big giant robots and all that shit. That shit's cool. You know, I've always been, I'm always been advocate more with giant monsters than giant robots. I've always been that type of person. But you can't argue with a giant monster and then a giant robot fighting each other. What do you think I love Godzilla and Mega Godzilla so much? I'm like, yes, kill each other. It's almost like watching a WWE match. It's like, yo, man, I want these guys to kill each other. Make them bleed. Well, oh, man, some shit like that, man. So, what else can I say about kaiju stuff? What else can I say about the experience that I had with the kaiju movies? Or what's what's my favorite kaiju actually? And I might not mention some of the monsters from Ultraman, mainly because I wasn't really in depth with Ultraman. I had it until recently, until like a few years ago, that I'm like, I gotta go back to Ultraman because I'm all like, wait a minute, have I seen this series? Because there was one point in time that I was like, I never saw Ultraman. Well, I don't know who's this guy for some reason. And then when I started watching the first episode of Ultraman, I'm all here like, I've seen this. Holy shit! No, I've seen this when I was a little kid. I've seen this episode. Does this happen? Yes. And is she here and she's still hot? Oh, hell yes. Yeah, nope. I definitely remember that. Oh no, I definitely remember that. Oh man, seriously. And you see the headsets that they have in the beginning of the episode of Ultraman, the helmets that they have is literally, yo, Akira Toriyama, man, he loved Godzilla and Ultraman. He did. He loved Godzilla and Ultraman. He did, man. He really did. You can see it in his drawings and his manga, and you could just see him, man. He's a big fan of Ultraman and Godzilla. Can't blame him, man. Godzilla and Ultraman in Japan is a culture phenomenon. They've been crossing over like crazy sometimes because the two companies are best friends. And it's kind of sad that the company that made, Gamera, they're all looking at both of them like, they're all looking at the Gamera company like, ha, you're not like us, bitch. And I'm over here like, damn, man. Wait, Toho. Isn't Gamera the reason why you made Godzilla a savior of the planet? Because Gamera was doing it? Hello, McFly? Come on. See? Silence. you know? And that's probably not even true, but you never know. You never know. And yes, there could be information that comes out. They say, no, it's not this and not that. But guys, sometimes, let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real with us. Let's be real for a moment right there. Come on. Look at the world we live in. With a whole bunch of lies, with mixed with truths. Come on, man. You can't be that naive. You can't be, because you gotta think for yourself sometimes. I'm not saying you don't have to fully disagree, but at least look at it and be like, and if you do fully disagree, then you know something's on. you know, something's off. Something is sus. Even if it smells sus or looks sus. How do you smell sus? You just do. What, you never smelled sus before? Something smells sus. Moving on. So let's talk about the monsters I like. Obviously King Kong. Godzilla, Ultraman. But what's the other ones? Obviously Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, or King Ghidra, whatever you want to say it. Yo, can I mention something real quick before, since we're mentioning Ghidra? I showed my mom the first episode of Ultraman, and she liked it. And she heard the little sound effect that little Ghidorah sound from the um Showa series, because he's an extraterrestrial and stuff like that. And every time I hear him, I'm like, that's cool. That's a cool reference and stuff like that. And my mom heard it, and she didn't get the reference, but I told her what it was. I'm like, you know what that sound is, mom? And she's like, what is it? I'm like, that's Kinodora's voice. And she's like, he sounds like a pussy. I started dying my ass off. She literally came out and literally said, Ghidorah's voice sounds like a pussy. And I'm like, I had to mention it, guys. I had to mention it. Good God. Good God. For some hardcore fans would be like, what the fuck? And she loves Godzilla, by the way. She does. She does. She might not know all the monsters, but she loves Godzilla. you know. But let's see. That's just crazy. But King Ghidorah is pretty awesome. I always thought he was awesome. Kind of weak in the Showa era, to be quite honest with you. For crying out loud, the Final Wars version of him can look at him and kick his ass. The '90s version can look at him and kick his ass. Yes, I admitted it. Yes, that's probably not a thing. Well, the thing is, most people might say no, the Showa King Ghidorah is freaking crazy, mainly because the Godzilla in that universe becomes literally cosmic godlike, because he becomes stronger and stronger and stronger like crazy. If you think about the Showa Godzilla, he literally is. I know some people are gonna hate me for this. He literally is like the Toon Force of the whole series, because he's that strong. He's literally that strong, and you don't have to say Toon Force, and that's fine. I'm not going to compare him to Toon Force, but the level of what he is close to that, basically. For me to express how powerful he is, that's the way I have to say it, because there's no way I can express it. So sorry if you hate me for saying Toon Force. you know. So I'm not saying it is, but it's like that type of level of craziness, basically. It is. It is. For kind of level, I don't think the Heisei Godzilla has anything with the Showa Godzilla. I am dead serious. That's how powerful the Showa Godzilla is. And most people are like, what about Final Wars? Final Wars will die. Final Wars will die. I think Final Wars will die. And it doesn't matter about height or anything like that. No, it does not matter about that. All it matters is about strength and power. That's all it matters. Strength and power and durability. That's all it matters. And you might think, okay, let's see this to the test. The Showa Godzilla versus the Millennia Godzilla. Well, not the Final Wars Godzilla, because if you put Millennial, you will get the one that looks like the 2000 version, which is a nice design. It's a nice design. Not my favorite design, but hey, I'll put it at least my top 5 or top 7. You know, pretty good. It's a pretty nice design. You know, the other monsters I could talk about again. Baragon is awesome. Frankenstein is great, and the Gargantuan. I haven't watched the movie, but the designs are really cool. So I'm gonna give a honorable mention to those guys, obviously, and I'm gonna give also an honorable mention to all the Ultraman villains, mainly because since there's too many to count, and I really don't know their names that much. I'm still learning them. I'm gonna give them an honorable mention in here because without them, Ultraman won't be Ultraman. Let's just say that right now. Seriously, let's give them all shout outs, especially the one that looks like Godzilla. And the one that looks like what's that? Goramon, so something like that. If you know, you know. But what's another kaiju I could talk about? Ooh, the V-Rex. Why not? That's a kaiju. Because since Khan is the very first kaiju, wouldn't the V-Rex from Khan be the very first kaiju you see also? All the animals that you see in Khan will be the very first kaijus you ever seen. And yes, there might be dinosaurs, but they're supposed to be bigger than your average dinosaur, basically. You know? So I gave a shout out to that one. Not an honorable mention, but a shout out to the V-Rex. Right? Seriously, that one. And if you want to talk about other kaiju stuff that are all beyond Khan, Godzilla, and Ultraman, then let's talk about other kaiju stuff, such as the Jurassic Park ones. Yes, those are considered, in a way, kaiju. In a way, if you want to. But you don't have to. They're still giant monsters, though, because they're big creatures. They're not your average height person. Duh. If you saw a T-Rex that was right in front of you, wouldn't you say, that's a big ass bitch? Kind of makes sense, right? Kind of makes sense, you know? And plus, when you go on Google and you research different names of Titans, one of the options, one of them would literally say dinosaur. It's kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy. I remember researching that, and I'm like, holy shit, you know? Mainly because since they talk about the Titans and in these new Godzilla movies, that right there stand out a lot. Another one stand out was Behemoth, I believe. That's another kaiju name in the Monsters Unverse series. Look at that. So, and let's talk about Behemoth. Shout out to Behemoth. Shout out to Leviathan. Actually, no. Well, yeah, Leviathan / Tiamat actually in the series. Shout out to that, and also Shimu. Shimu is also great. I think she's one of the best kaijus that we had in a long time. And what is it? Sqawn. Sqawn is I mean, I kind of go up and down with him sometimes, but overall, he's fine. He's fine. He reminds me of a Saturday morning cartoon villain that you actually needed to progress through other shit, and that's fine. If people are gonna hate me for that, I'm gonna say why you're hateful for that. That's totally fine. Imagine Godzilla X Kong was just a Saturday morning cartoon episode. That it kind of actually works. If you watch the movie, you're gonna look at it and think about that, and you'll be like, huh. Actually, yeah. If I saw this on the small screen and this was animated, I would have been like, this shit is awesome. And I'm like, yeah, this shit is fucking dope. The fact that you can get all these characters together and then this happens, shit, put Ultraman in there now. If you can't do Gamera, put Ultraman. I'm dead serious. We need some crossover with Ultraman and stuff like that. Which the only thing that we got is with the Shin stuff. So, one can dream. So, one can dream. One can dream. Right. It's always up to Toho. If Toho just wants to go balls to the wall, do like a final wars type of thing, and be like, yeah, we got the American Godzilla, we got the Japanese Godzilla, and we got Shin Godzilla in there, we got Shin Ultraman, we got Shin Kamen Rider and shit like that. We even got Khan. Yo, the uh, do you think Toho is planning for that? Be honest with ourselves. Do you think Toho is planning to do that? To have a grand finale of epic proportions and literally throw in the American Godzilla and then, also Godzilla from a -1. You know how crazy that shit would be? And then it leads to the question, then who's gonna win? And who's the main character? Which Godzilla are we rooting for? And to be quite honest, that ups the stakes a bit as a fan, and that gets you excited to watch the movie, because they're not gonna spoil that shit. Is it legendary? Is it -1? Is it Shin? Which one's gonna be? And Khan is in the mix, and Ultraman is there too, and Kamen Rider is there somewhere. Come on! All you need is a little sprinkle of Power Rangers in there, and you'll be like, all right, we got ourselves a movie. I'm not saying they would do that, the Power Ranger stuff, but the other stuff they should do. They should do. I don't that is big money right there. Take my money, Hollywood, Toho, Legendary. If you're listening to me, I want that shit. I would throw money at you for that shit. I am dead serious. I would literally throw money at you for that shit. I'm dead fucking serious. Because that sounds awesome and badass, and I would love to see it in my lifetime. And then once we're all gone, basically, generations to come can look at that movie and be like, they actually did this shit. Never will happen again, basically. Because it needs to happen eventually, guys. It's the same thing when are we gonna get this big epic thing with horror icons crossing over? And I'm all like, well, it's gonna happen eventually. Because money is to be made, guys. Money is need to be made. And money is made in that. It is. I don't know why Hollywood doesn't look at this and goes like, well, all the rights and all this shit. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. There's money to be made with this shit. You can compromise. Do the Who Framed Roger Rabbit scenario. Compromise, guys. Seriously. If you can't compromise, maybe both of you, as a company, can find a director that you both like. Stupid concept. And maybe the director would like to work on it. And if they don't, maybe find another director. Stupid concept. Think outside of the box. Think what you need to do to make this shit a reality. You know? And the thing is too, you can't say that. You can't say all these rights and all that stuff when we have Ready Player One. And most people are like, yeah, it's but because of Steven Spielberg and all that. Okay, if Steven Spielberg needs to be part of this project, then let it be so. Just to get it done. Because it's so stupid and tiring to have someone that like Steven Spielberg to make these type of stuff. It's stupid. It is. It's stupid. Nothing against people like Steven Spielberg that can do that. They deserve that accolade because they went up there for movies and everything like that. So I'm gonna talk about it in a corrupt way. If I do that, I'll be here all day. I'm not getting into that. But as what we are blinded with, as what we've seen, what they tell us, that is what it is. Basically, that's what they're showing us. But yeah. So I think that's it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. What's your favorite kaiju monster movies? What's your favorite? I haven't seen Pacific Rim at all. They look cool. Even the monsters look cool. But I never jumped myself to actually watch it. When I saw the trailer, I was like, ooh. But then when Godzilla came out, I was just like, I think I'm good. I'm going to watch that. Yeah. Even though that was supposed to make you, make you feel good and make you wait until that movie comes out. But once you saw the posters for Godzilla and them advertising or talking about it, you're like, I think I can wait. And the wait was worth it. So I'll see you guys later. Be safe. And hopefully we can get a standalone Mothra movie. That'd be cool. Could we get a standalone Mothra movie? You can go to back of our. You can like make our own little series. And if you can't do it, Legendary, if America can't do it, then Toho. Make a Mothra movie. Literally make a Mothra movie. I guarantee you, you will make fucking money. I guarantee you, all those kids at Japan, I bet you all those parents that grew up with Mothra and all that stuff too, are literally like, we got another Godzilla movie. Where's Mothra? When she comes, I'm definitely going to watch that movie. I won't be surprised if people, if the Japanese public want Mothra, basically. You know, the fact that we got her in Godzilla X Kong is great. It was going to be a different monster, then they scrapped that good, because having Mothra there, it makes sense and it's better that way. What you what? Godzilla Kaiju is going to knock Godzilla down, and Godzilla's going to be like, okay, I guess I'll work with Kong. What? It would make sense if it was Mothra, not another monster that we haven't seen in the series at all. This random monster that just knocks Godzilla down, and then the monster's just like, no, you got to listen to Khan, and this shit's fucked up. And Godzilla just goes like, okay, you know, that makes no sense. At least with Mothra, you'd be like, okay, that's cool. And then the fact that she knocked him down too was kind of funny. He's like, hey, huh, Mothra? Oh, my queen. It's just the relationship in the MonsterVerse with Mothra and Godzilla is great. You know, I do wish she was bigger. Before I end this video, I wish she was bigger. It's fine the way that she made her, that like then put her on top of her head right here, and it looks beautiful. I can see why they did that, pictures and silhouettes and everything like that. It looks nice. It does. It looks nice. But I want my type of Mothra. If I was making a Godzilla versus Mothra movie, I would want her to be literally the same size as Godzilla, her whole torso, and her wings to wrap around him. I want that. I literally want that. That's the type of Mothra that I want. And that's the type of Mothra that we deserve. Because that would be a fucking scary version of Mothra. Just imagine that. Imagine that. She doesn't even have to like forcibly fight. She probably can just land like this and throw her wings like this and shit like that. And throw freaking. She doesn't really have to fly. You know, she could, but when she's like that, she's even more dangerous. But when she lands, she could be another type of dangerous. You know that poster when they remade Mothra vs Godzilla in the '90s, and you got that poster with Godzilla being a little bit um average size, what we see in the movie, and then you see Mothra almost like bigger than him, and then the wings are so expansive and stuff like that. That's the type of Mothra that I'm talking about, man. I want that version of Mothra. When I saw that poster, I'm looking at it like, you couldn't make her like that? That shit's badass. That shit looks frightening and scary. Why wouldn't you use that? It's a missed opportunity. It's a miss opportunity. I want to show that picture right now, but my phone is nowhere to be found right now. It's charging, so I guess I can't show it to you right now. But if you guys know what I'm talking about, if you know about these monster movies, you will understand what I'm talking about. So overall, I would love to see a version of Mothra like that one day, literally. That's just me, man. So I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Be safe.